Hello everybody, this is me. I am going to be showing you a virtual tour of the song that I made called Purpose. I use a program called FL Studio, which is this thing here, and these are all the weird noises that came out of my head, apparently, or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, so it looks decently complicated. Probably not for FL Studio veterans, but to people that are new to the program, yeah, it'll look pretty complicated, but it's okay. It's pretty good. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is just showing you the song and letting it play through or whatever. Here you go. So yeah, that's the song. I showed you a little bit of the things, but now I'm going to explain them, at least what they are, each thing. Sorry. So this right here, pattern 2, is our ARP, the little plucky thingamajiggy, and that's just playing on a loop throughout most of the song. So that's this part here. You can see it. It mostly dominates the top bar. Where it's not there is like during the dubstepy drop bits, and yeah, that's about it. This right here is an envelope. It's made to make this sound become harsher. So if I open up here, this is what creates the sound. What I'm making, or what I'm using to make it sound harsher, is in here I have a bunch of things, plugins that are shaping the sound, changing it. This right here is reverb. If I play a note and turn down, you'll see how it affects it. This is an equalizer. These little circles allow you to cancel out certain bands if you don't like one part of the noise. For example, I can take this 3 and drop it all the way down, and it sounds a lot more different. Yeah. This is the purple bit here. It is a wave shaper. Basically, if this is like super sharp, it sounds weird. Yeah, but I have it down here so that it sounds a little bit sharp, but not too sharp. What I'm using, or what I'm changing here, is the preamp, which is this thing. So if I just go and then scroll it up, you can hear how it kind of changes, and that's all that this is doing. It starts at like a midpoint and then goes all the way up, and you can kind of hear it in the song, but not really. It's a little subtle difference that you don't notice. Yeah. Thank you, Car. This right here is a sweep. It's a sweep. This pattern 3 is a 3x oscillator with noise on each oscillator, which noise sounds like TV static. On this noise, the effects that I have are this thing, which is, I'll explain that in a second, reverb, of course, to make it sound like it's actually in a room, and another one of these EQs. I dip this down to make it so that it doesn't sound like sharp and harsh and hurts your ears like that. So it sounds a little bit softer and nicer. Now this right here, Fruity Filter, this is what this purple bit is, or it's tied to that purple bit. Where'd it go? Come back here. Basically what this thing does is it turns the cutoff frequency knob for you. So if I turn this all the way down, you can't hear the notes, but as I turn it up, you can. So what this is doing is it's just playing a constant note and then turning it up slowly as it goes along. So it's exactly that. Yeah, so that ends up sounding. This is where it starts getting interesting. This is my drum pattern here. Or that's not a very good way to show it. Where's drums? 4, 5, is it on, what pattern is this on? What's that? I don't know half of the things that are in here. This is weird. What is that? That's pattern 4. Alright. 4. Here we go. Heck. The heck. It says it's pattern 4. What's going on? But this is my drum. These are my drums. I don't know what's going on. That's really weird. It's not displaying my stuff. But whatever. Anyway, each of these drums is on a different mixer channel. Here's the kick. Here's that thing. And then the snare. Oops. Each of them has another EQ on it, which I already explained that, another reverb, which I already explained that, and same for these two, I think, the snare, yeah, same thing. And yeah, those are the drums. They're really easy to make. It was just a simple pattern. This right here is our bass line. So if we go to pattern 5, we can see it. Oop. This is the bass line. This right here is a slide note. You can tell by the little diamond thing. So basically what this says is, okay, here at the beginning of this note, you're going to start climbing towards this note right here. And when it ends, that's when you're will have reached that note. So it ends up sounding like that. This right here, this this thing is basically, it just like flicks the sound from ear to ear so that it sounds more interesting, because our brains don't like listening to something that's inside of our head, because I mean, our brains are inside of our head. So I made it so that it moves from ear to ear to make it sound interesting. Yeah. So that's that. That's all you need to know about that for now. This pattern 7 is the little 8-bitty noise that you hear. Yeah, the actual harmony sounds a lot different when it's alone than it does separately, I guess. And here we see another slide note where it starts there and just, yeah. This is the second part of this. And that's this part here. Yep, that's that part. Here are 2 more sweeps. The little whooshy uplifting thing. I'm waving my hands around. You can't see it. Never mind. Yeah, I've explained these. They're just whooshy things. Yeah. This is where it starts getting interesting. So this big blue mess here is our dubstep drop. Here, I'll turn off the drums. Yeah, so this is the same bass as the bass that's in over here. This one, the pink one over here. It's the exact same bass, nothing else is added except for this X modulation envelope, which is the same thing as all the other weird little purple things and whatnot. It turns a knob for me so that I don't have to turn it every time you listen to my song or whatever, I don't know. So the way that I made this is in this program called Citrus, which looks super complicated, but it's not, and a lot of things are not very complicated when you look at them. So here, if you just put the 2 all the way up, you go to operator 2, you go to oscillator, you mess with that thing, and then here, this is the matrix. It moves around from ear to ear on the y-axis, which is the pink one over here somewhere. Yes, this thing. Pink wibbly line, yeah. And the x-axis makes it, changes how much the 2 modulates the sound. I don't, yeah. It makes it sound different. But yeah, so you end up with something like this. Like here, we can watch the knob turn itself. You go away. But yeah, that's basically that. This drum pattern is different than the other one. Let's see, where's pattern 9? There. See, now we can actually see a drum pattern. It's literally just oh, it's like extra long, so oh, maybe that's why we couldn't see the other stuff. That would explain it. But yeah, you can see the little time bar thing mentioning down here. But yeah, that just gives it like a feel of suspense or whatever when you're Another whoosh, yes, and extra drums. And you may be looking at it like, wait, you didn't explain the green line. That is a thing. I don't completely understand it myself. Oops, no, just kidding. If we go over here to the citrus patch, which is the main bass, you'll see that it has a lot more effects on it than the other ones do. It has another EQ on. Can I please play this sound? What? All. Where is it? Default. There we go. I just need to click on it so that I can play this sound. But yeah. Same basic concept as the last ones. This is the interesting thing. Oh wait, no, just kidding. That's just like, it's basically the same thing as this, except I was messing with it. It doesn't really do anything. A reverb, of course, to make it sound like it's in a room with us or whatever. You can hear the echo if I turn it off. Yeah. Wave shaper is that thing that we used on the pluck earlier, which made it sound harsher. I can make your ears bleed, but I won't because I'm nice. Fruity limiter. This thing basically makes it so that this right here is called a sidechain, and it makes it so that come here, you blind me. Okay. If I turn off this and probably that, and I just have the bass and the drums playing, you'll hear that the sound like ducks a bit. It like goes, it hides from the drums. Yeah, mostly the kick drum. Here it goes, blah blah. Yeah, that is a sidechain. It makes it like lowers the volume on it in some weird way so that you can actually hear the kick rather than it not being there. And that's what this green line is. It's how much it lowers the volume, except low means it lowers the volume a lot, and high means it doesn't lower the volume. So here I had problems because if I, oh wait, these are still off. If I leave the side chain on here, then this mess of kick drums will make it sound like the worst techno party you've ever been to. Here, I'll show you. Come here, yeah, there. So this is like normal, what it is over here. If we put it over here, see how it just, it sounds terrible. Yeah, that's why I turned it all the way up so that the kick, oops, sorry, no, you're not, yeah, there, yay, good, yes. And see, now the kick doesn't interfere with the sounds that blue thing is making. This is the drop. There's really nothing interesting about the drop other than the fact that it's the same thing, same concept as over here. This little blue line turns the knob, and the weird ways that make it sound weird. Yeah. And these little filler bits are just, this is the same thing that I used to make the main melody. Yeah, it's the same thing that I used to make this thing. Yeah, it's just lower. This thing, I just took a clipping from the main, like, ARP over here, ARP, yeah, I don't know. That's what they call it. And just plugged it in there because it sounded cool. I don't know. This is the same thing. Again, it's the main melody except lower. And then this one is the main melody except lower. Yeah. Yeah. And it's the same over here. This, I didn't actually intend that to be off time, but it ended up that way, and I'm happy with it, so I left it. There's another swoosh. This is all, we've gone over this before, it's literally just copy pasted, yes, yeah. This part took me like a year and a half to make, not literally, but it took a while to make. This right here is a tape stop, and you might not know what a tape stop is, and that's because I didn't know what a tape stop was until I decided that I needed one. A tape stop is, it makes your sound go meow. Yeah. See, if I loop just this part, can I make it so that it doesn't? No, that doesn't work. How do I? Never mind. But yeah, you. Thank you, Car. You can hear that it goes meow, and that's the sound like just dying there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so that's an effect that I put on, where is it? I had to make a whole new instrument for this part because I was confused as to how this worked. And so if you didn't have this like follow through all the way, like, okay, hold on, I'm going too fast even for myself. This, when it goes up, it stops the sound. Since it's staying up, it should be stopping the sound from the rest of these basses, but I made a second bass, the exact same thing, the second time, just for this like teeny tiny detail that probably none of you noticed. Shame on you. Yeah, these are all the same bass except different channels. Here, you can see here. There's Citrus and then Citrus 2. They're the exact same thing. They're on the exact same plane. This one's a little bit louder because I like loud things. Honestly, it should be lower. I don't know why it's there. Oops, I don't know. But here is the tape stop. I never finished explaining this one. What am I doing? Okay, Wave Shaper. We saw Wave Shaper. We saw what it does. Limiter. We saw what it does. That's the green thing that stops your, or makes your kick drum louder. Effector. This is a distortion pad. It's basically... Oh, hold on. I'm on the wrong channel. Default. Yay. Close. Here. But yeah, if you want to know what this sounds like with like no effects on, here you go. That's an effect. That's not really. That's an effect. That's an effect. That's an effect. Maximus will. That's an effect. Yeah. So now. Oh wait, because that's, yeah. That's what it sounds without all my crazy weird things. Yeah, you can tell the difference. This one has all the effects on it. That one doesn't. Has no effects on it. Because I turned them off. Don't panic. Yeah. There. Now that I've turned them back on, it sounds better. Or at least in my opinion. I don't know. Yeah. So this tape stop thing was a pain because it created problems for me, because if I made it go down, the reverb effect that we put on it, the little echoey thing, would continue echoing past it, and since it's no longer muting the sound, it'd be like, oh, let me just finish my echo, and then it would just echo on that way, and it would sound terrible. But I fixed it, so it's not terrible anymore. But it took forever to make a whole new patch. Yeah, this is literally just a really high placed bass. Yeah. Bass sounds weird when it's really high. And those are little sweepy things. This was interesting to make. I don't know why I did this. It's a drum, I want to say roll, but it's not really a drum roll. It's just a drum that goes down. And this was completely by accident. This little... Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Ooh. That's my next song. Alright. This was just chords. Yeah. And this drum, I made it specifically for that thing. If you want to... Yeah, it's different from the other drums, which are doing these things. Go away. Yeah. I don't know why, but it just felt like it would be right there. And then here comes this part. This is the ugliest part in the song, or at least in my opinion it is. I don't like it at all. It's gross. This again is another tape stop. You can probably hear it at the end. Like you hear it go like and die. Yeah, at the end there you can hear. I'm pointing at the screen. Roberto, stop. Yeah, that was. I don't like that part. I don't know. Some of you might. This is again just, oh wait, no, this isn't copy and pasted. This is the difficult part. Yeah, here, I'll just play this for you. Yeah, it looks like super complicated, but I literally started with like one melody, and then I was like, what notes would sound good with this? And then I was just like, oh, that note. And then I was just like, oh, that actually sounds pretty good. I'm surprised. Bam. Yeah, it's just chords, random chords. This is again copy and pasted from earlier, and then this is the end, which that's another. That's probably the best example you'll get of what this is supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make a and it did that, so I'm happy. So yeah, that's my song. Hopefully you understood absolutely everything that I was saying, he said sarcastically. If you didn't understand something, I understand that you didn't understand that, and I'm sorry. I'm really bad at explaining things. So yeah, I hope you have at least an inkling as to what I did with keyboards and things. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.